So Gary, what do you do at FatBoy Racing?
I'm a hanger-on. I'm a leech. I try to abuse every possible gift that gives me.
We have to let it come back a little bit now with the pitch going on.
How is FatBoy Racing different than other teams on the grid?
In nearly every respect I could possibly think of.
A race team unlike any other. Finelli, Paddock, and Riley. They are FatBoy Racing. FatBoy Racing began their humble beginnings in a New York public school outdoor cafeteria. Life changed for the Fat Boys after stumbling across a televised, miniaturized version of the Indianapolis 500. Hours later, FatBoy Racing arrived in Indianapolis as a formed and unified race team. FatBoy Racing has since grown to over 7 employees, mechanics, engineers, clown graphic design artist, everything you need to run a successful race team. FatBoy Racing. Watch for them in the road to Indy.
Okay, so we're doing an interview?
Yeah, kind of give me a rundown of the weekend so far, coming here, talk about Indianapolis. Talk as much as you want, 5 minutes, go.
We are a unique animal in the road to Indy, and probably in racing in general. Most guys are super massively focused, hell-bent on winning at all costs, and to me that always seemed unfriendly and joyless. I enjoy winning, do not get me wrong about that, but that's in the cockpit. When I'm working at the racetrack, yeah, I'm obviously being serious about doing a prep, everything, and trying to make the cars go better, but I try and maintain kind of a fun attitude with everything because it's a lot of hard work. And to be grumpy while you're doing lots of hard work helps no one.
How's Sam doing? Sam wants more beer.
Teams here in the IndyCar paddock. It's crazy to see. It's actually really cool because it shows how much fun you can have in racing, and Charles is doing just that.
Roberto, you can't take my beer away. He goes, well, you know, you can drink during the week. I'm like, no, you don't get it.
It is part of the shtick. If there's no beer, it kind of kills the
Right.
whole
They always had this cool feel. You know, they knew why they were at the racetrack. They were here to have a lot of fun, but there's always that competitive fire, you know, that burns inside Charles especially. The concept is they want to go racing on a high level. Let's run Indy Pro 2000. Let's try to get the Indy lights if we can. I just think it's such a cool approach. I love what they're doing, and FatBoy Racing is one of my favorite teams in the paddock.
Our association with FatBoy has been really positive over our first year. We borrowed a lot of tools and materials, and we seem to really get along well together.
Anytime you need anything in the paddock, you know, you can go there and get anything from him if you need to go out and chill out in a recliner for a few hours.
Marshall, FatBoy Racing, what do you... Come on, there.
How is FatBoy Racing different than other teams on the grid?
We like to go racing, we like to have fun, we like to enjoy what we do. If it's not fun, why do it?
Indy is a throttle position sensor. And,
If I can figure out where I'm losing half second,
TV, damn it. We got me, obviously. Truck driver, slash steam owner, slash tire guy, slash IT consultant. We got Steve Welk over here, who's Steve is an amazingly good coffee boy. The man can brew like you wouldn't believe. Who else we got? We got Jim Locke, our AARP mechanic. He has a nickname. He is the un-effer, because if things get a little effed up, he un-effs them. Brick he assisted us last year, but I bumped him up to a car chief. He's in charge of Charles's car, and he works with Cooper. who is our engineer of this specs. I mean, he's got 30 years experience in IndyCars. He's worked with every IndyCar team in the paddock. I think the most tiring thing is just, it's a lot. We're definitely understaffed. We're under budgeted. We're understaffed. I'd love to be able to, bring 5 more guys in the Army crew, but instead we're here. We're working. We didn't get to sleep till midnight last night. We're up again at 5 a.m. here. We've done that for 4 days in a row to get this done. So yeah.
Good luck, brother.
Have fun out there, man.
Packed up, everyone. Let's get packed up.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Green, 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 green.
We had some people who weren't necessarily with us all year, but are definitely members of the team. First was Sam. Everyone loves Sam. He's a good dude. He was my hospitality guy this year. We had Charlie with us down at St. Pete, Charlie Collins. He's an old club racer from back in the day. Another person who is critically important to the team is Paula Hawthorne. Other than with FatBoy Racing, she's actually in training for SCCA to become a steward. She is the greatest thing that ever happened to Jim Locke.
What oil did you see?
You've seen a little oil in front of the engine.
I did. Well, anyway, on the rear of the engine? I need something.
What are my dreams in motorsports? Man, my dream is to, I don't know, get money to drive the Freedom 100 would be really cool. Do any of the big events would be really cool. I love the challenge of endurance racing. It's super, super crazy stuff. Going to Le Mans would be amazing. And having shared experiences at the racetrack of being part of the whole racing environment, that in and of itself is kind of a dream. Just getting to continue doing that is pretty wild.
I think because he's doing a little bit less of a lift and because he's a little bit wider, he starts to bring you back on the way out. See how it's narrowing up?
How miles per hour, how far off are you?
I don't know. He just said, I calculated all your speeds, your straight lines costing you, with nothing to do with you, just your straight line speeds costing you half a second lap. And since I am a second and 2/10 off of Savala's, I can be on his gearbox.
That'd be pretty good.
Dude, I'm gonna catch these what? Excuse my language. I'm gonna catch these young men.
keeping the car more settled on the exit of 2. More settled on the exit of 2.
It's just coming by, start finish.
Today we had a new pretty cool thing. One of my drivers is actually running second in a race, so that was pretty good. We got taken out, but you know, we were doing pretty good till that point. You know, if we do a little better tomorrow and don't get taken out again, if we do, somebody, yeah.
Long day yesterday. How'd you sleep?
Oh, I made a few mistakes.
What the f***?
Really gotta be doing that? Dude, it's like creepy.
One of the biggest things for us is that you're always improving. I don't care whether you're winning or you're the back of the pack. The goal is always to improve. Going to the sim allows us to maximize the learning potentials. You can practice drafting. You can practice crashing. If you made a mistake like that on an actual oval, you're hitting a wall at 130 miles an hour. Whereas on the sim, you're hitting reset and discussing why that happened and how to fix it.
You did a great job of that, thinking about the power on point, the rolling in and out of the power. But what were you thinking about when you were to go fast? What were you thinking about going back in?
And then I wanted to see if I could get off the, not fully have to get off the gas.
Okay.
And just maintenance throttle.
Rather than you going off of what it's doing and then react. We don't want to be reacting.
suspension is almost just perfectly wide enough that it'll hang off the edge here and bring it back on. You're going to kick up a little piece of dirt, comes back on, and just like we were talking about in 14, 3, you feel like you turn in feel like it's a little bit early. It's going to feel early, but because you use so much apex curve and you ride it for a long time, that's what makes up for what feels like an early turn.
And you are clear. Clear when you're ready. Alright, on the straightaways, you're actually losing a little bit, but you're in the green for the number 10 car in the last corner of one.
Charles's car decided it wanted to shut down mid-session. I'm not really sure what's going on with it at the moment. It's looking like something wiring related, which we've been fighting a lot of that recently. Changed looms. I got Jim diagnosing battery stuff now. Maybe it's an electronic master switch could have gone, making things overly complicated. So it could be that. We're going to diagnose. I got Jim on it.
That was early. That was early on the brakes.
Yep.
Come around here. You still have all this wheel in it. Still have all this wheel. It's like you're setting up to come here. You don't need to set up to come here. It was all right, actually.
What's up, man?
Where's Charles?
I don't know. He likes to be fashionably late sometimes. Waiting for him to turn that corner.
So for the Toronto race, we partnered up with our sponsor, Sergier, to raise some money for a really amazing local charity up in Toronto. It's called the Stopgap Foundation, and it's a pretty brilliant idea. They build accessibility ramps. It's very simple. They build them, they install them, and they change people's lives. So each time a Road to IndyCar crosses the finish line, Stopgap's going to get $1. So we're calling this fundraiser $1 a lap to stop the gap.
Because it's a good city, it's vibrant, it's young. People are cool around here. I like Toronto, I love Canada. It's a cool town. The kind of theme of the weekend is overcoming adversity with the Stopgap Foundation. So happy to have them on board, help support them, and they overcome adversities and help people overcome adversities that pale in comparison to what we're doing here. We're just fixing a toy race car. We had Luke, the co-founder of Stopgap, here this weekend. Did a meet and greet with lots of people and had a great amount of traffic through the booth this weekend.
It's just an incredible experience for us at the Stopgap Foundation to be involved in such an incredible event that generated a lot of exposure through our partnership with FatBoy Racing, the Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires, and Sergier.
So I'm Bill Wampler, I'm CEO of Sergier. What most folks don't know is that within my family, we actually have a member who is challenged by accessibility issues as well. So our coming together through FatBoy and our ability to sponsor the $1 per lap in Toronto has become a very important initiative for us. So much so that we'll also be copying that for the organization at Mid-Ohio the following race that's coming.
And we wound up raising $3,400 for an amazing charity, the Stopgap Foundation.
It says $3,400, but it's $5,000, and it will be $5,000 at Mid-Ohio as well.
Wow!
And we wish Stopgap all the best. It's a wonderful organization.
Wow, Bill, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
We're so grateful for the funds that were generated. Those funds will go towards helping us raise more awareness about the importance of a barrier-free and fully accessible and inclusive society.
On behalf of FatBoy Racing, Sergier, and the Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, I present to you a giant novelty check, which you can cash at pretty much any bank in Toronto, as far as I'm aware. Fit in there. There's a slot coming up. Give it a push. Push it in. Stop fitting, Luke. Stop fitting. Just kidding. Leave it here and then someone else will be order.
So I'd like to thank Sergier for helping us out with this one. I'd also like to thank the Stopgap Foundation for bringing some great people out here and just having a great, entertaining weekend with good people and helping people out. You know, the fact we can make a difference in people's lives to help them overcome their adversities is kind of way more important to me than doing laps.
Going left and right. You really don't have any concept of speed once you get in. You don't really, speed doesn't, it's irrelevant. And you don't really sense it. You just go, brake, turn, go, brake, turn, go, brake, turn. So, and you just don't have any concept of speed, so you don't get scared.
So Charles, these are all technology guys.
Yeah.
Racing's got a lot of technology.
Everything on that car has a sensor on it. It feeds data to a data logger. We download the data onto computers. Computers tell us what we're doing wrong, and then we try to correct it with our driving technique.
So it's not like perfect, but that's still acceptable. I'm nervous about the rake I think I'd rather do preload in the rear than the rake.
Basically taking the best car he's had all year and make it a little better. Not upsetting.
Yeah, we go have a cookie and let's start cleaning, drop that floor and get to
Okay, so we're not up on everything else. How is Charles's car? Was he happy? Was Charles
He
all
said
right?
no issues.
No, it says it feels good.
Standard Charles.
It's a happy car.
It's differently than what he always
happy
says.
little car.
It's a happy little car.
Happy little car. It's a drive.
Just the drive.
So Brandon, what's going on? What are you guys up to right now?
All right, so right now we had an issue with the shifter in this car, so we're just trying to figure out why it wasn't shifting. We did find a bent part, replacing that, and now we're just running it through the gear wrench, and I'm in the car working the paddle shifter. I think it's a sense of accomplishment where something like this, where it's a problem, and we just sort it and get it working. And we just like being fun. Everyone else is so serious about it. At the end of the day, we're driving toy cars around in circles. Yeah, these kids are trying to have careers at it, but having a career that you don't enjoy, killing yourself, not having fun, and working your ass off to do that is basically pointless. Yeah, so yeah, having fun. It's not overjoyed fun. If we get on the podium, I'll really be having some damn fun. It's kind of great. We also need a camera guy who doesn't drive his camera into the race car.
Hey, you can't forget about Toronto. Charles making tech at the end of the race.
That was so good.
That was good. What, 6? NASCAR 228. Oh my God, yes, you, 83. So we like, ooh, yeah, we hit the tech here! Best finish ever! We get there, and Mark goes,
we gotta discuss this rear wing.
the rear wing's not suspect. What did you guys do to this wing?
I don't know. Charles turns into a lawyer and he's like, well, we just bought this car from Pelfrey. We've never, talked to Pelfrey. They're the ones who cheated.
They're finally like, get the out of here. We're j. We're like,
and we bought it hook, line, and sinker. They got us so bad.
Actually beautiful. We gave them high fives.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hi, Charles. How are you?
Oh, Lord. Hey, Brandon. Are you taking pictures or?
We're shooting video, Charles. You're on the internet.
No. What?
You're on the internet, Charles.
Oh, Lord, help me.
Okay, so tell us about your crazy new plan here.
Get money to this sponsorship wants to maybe bump me up to Indy Lights. And then maybe if I do well in Indy Lights, they're going to try to get me to qualify for the Indy 500 as the oldest rookie.
Okay, could you try it? Could you try it a little less woody and more interesting?
Okay, it's not.
Why do you think that someone would be willing to give you, a weird old lawyer, minor league eccentric? Why would they be willing to give you and me money to put a program together?
Because some of the sponsorship for older people, whether it be eugenics, male enhancement drugs.
ED, definitely ED drugs.
All racing seems to be is raising money, and raising money is pretty tough to do when you're a young kid because every kid is fast. Now with someone like me, I possibly am marketable. The series might have enough buzz to say, hey, you know what? We'll let Grandpa give it a run.
Charles attempting to drive lights, and if that goes okay, to attempt to qualify for the Indy 500. It's insane, but Charles has never really let objective reality get in the way of him attempting to achieve his goals. So if he decides he's going to try it, the man is going to try it. Lord knows if he'll have any success doing this, but he's certainly going to attempt it, and you have to respect that. And I'm willing to run the program and be part of it to help him work towards that.
How much do you estimate in total it would cost to fulfill all of this?
Probably they would have to raise about $2 million to complete a year in an Indy Lights program. And then I think $2 million or $2.5 million. If they raise it, I think that'd be enough to get it done.